Hi, we are making this video to show step by step how you can create employer portal for IRCC. If you want to pay employer compliance fee for one of your employees so they can extend their work permit. We call it LMIA-Exempt work permit. It could be Francophone Mobility Work Permit, or it can be PNP Based Work Permit, or any other type. So to start, you can Google this here IRCC Employer Portal sign in. So you can click on the first link, Employer Portal sign in. Once you click in here, you will come to this page. If you already have made GCK account, you can just right away sign in. Otherwise, you can click on sign up here. Once you click sign up, you can accept the terms and you can create a new username which has never been used by anyone else. So you can keep username which you can memorize and you can use it later. Once you keep your username, you can keep any password. In the next step, there are some recovery questions. You can use any of these. So if at any time you don't remember your password or you forget it, you can use this security answer. Once you keep your security question or recovery question, you can use some email ID here. Any email ID which you use for this account, IRCC portal, they will send a code on this one and you need to put in that code in here. And now any GCK portal you create, you have to choose the two-factor authentication. So you can use any of these authentication methods here. You can use your mobile device, or you can use your desktop device, or you can set up an email. So once you have chosen your authentication method, you might get these codes. And so these are recovery codes. If ever you forget your password, you can recover your password through these codes. So you should keep it safe somewhere. Once this setup is complete, you can just click on continue. Once you log in, it will ask you if you have received any PIN from IRCC. You would just say no, and then click on next step. And here you need to select the employer portal. These two portals are something else. So you just need to click on this one, employer portal, and select next. So if you are creating the first time, IRCC portal will ask you this question. You can just say no. Again, you need to create security question answers here. You can create your own questions and own answers and just save it somewhere. After the security question, it will ask you if you want to enroll as employer. So just click here. Now we are logged in. You have to fill all the information about your organization or your company. You might have all these information with you: last name, first name, job title, telephone number, and email address. So it would be best if this account is created under the owner's name or director's name, right? So you would have all these details. So just fill in all the details here. Next is your business information. If you have a different legal name and operating name, you can write down here. And then you can select what kind of Canadian organization you have. So you need to select yes here because you are a Canadian organization. Then you need to fill in your business number here. If you don't have this number, you can contact your bookkeeper or your CPA or accountant. They can tell you this business number about your company. Once you're done with your business number, you can just select here that you agree with this and you fill in your first name and last name, which you have filled in the previous step. And this is your security question. Again, you will come to the next page and you need to agree and fill in your signature. Signatures are your full name. So just write down your full name here. Yeah, so congratulations, your account has been created and now you can just go to exit questionnaire. Again, you need to agree with the terms and click I accept. Your security question again. This is how it will look when you log in for the first time. For the first time, you won't be seeing all the tabs here to create a job offer. So you should log out and then log in again. Then you will see all these options here. Because we are creating a job offer for one of your employees. So you will just select submit an offer of employment here. So once you select that, you will have all this information. Some of this information we already filled in while we created the account, and this information we need to fill in now. So this is specific for the foreign worker to which you are giving the job offer. And some of these details will fill in one by one. So you continue the form, and every other information for the first step is already filled in. So you just need to fill in your business telephone number here. Next step is you need to fill in all the business address. Next step is type of business. So whichever you have, you can select incorporation, partnership, gain some of the more information about your business, which you already have. Once your business information is complete, you can just click on to the foreign worker. So here we would need to fill in all the information about foreign worker to which we are giving the job offer. So their last name, first name, according to their current immigration status like work permit, study permit, or their passport, and the gender, date of birth, country of birth. So all this information we need to fill in here. Filling in the details of foreign worker, the next step is job details. So here in this section, you need to select the LMIA exemption code for which you are applying your work permit extension. For example, if you are extending your work permit based on your French mobility program, so you can select C16, Francophone Mobility. If you are extending through some other program like PNPs or Atlantic Immigration Program, you would have a work permit support letter over there. They would have also mentioned the knock the code for this exemption. So for AIP, this is C18, and if you are doing it with the PNP, so it would be right here at the bottom. Here, so T13. So if you are doing through PNP, you select this. Uh, if you are doing through the French-based work permit Francophone mobility, so you can select C16 here. Your code is automatically selected on this one. So over here, you need to explain in few words that how you think that this foreign worker they meet the requirements of LMA exemption. So here in this section, you can write down if it's for, it's just an example. If you are applying for Francophone mobility work permit, so you can just simply write down that candidate they meet the Francophone mobility work permit eligibility because they have CLB5 listening and speaking in any of the French language test, and also they have the relevant education along with the relevant experience. So the job title I'm giving here as an example, office administrator. You need to select the knock code. Then you can just scroll down and fill in the primary physical job location. It can be a different location than the business address. So you need to fill in the physical location where employee will be working. Uh, Scrolling down, so same thing. If she or he's working at one location, you can select down here. Expected start date. If they need to start as soon as possible, you can just right away select the earliest date. After that, the duration of employment for, I'm just giving an example for the Francophone Mobility Program. So it could be 2 years to 3 years in Francophone Mobility, and in case of the PNPs or Atlantic Immigration Programs, it's usually 2 years. So main duties of the job, you can write down in your own language. Then the education requirements. For this, employers already know what are the requirements for the minimum education to perform the job duties, but you need to follow the NOC website as well over here. So if there's any other training required, you can write down here. It's not compulsory section. And then any experience or skills required to perform the job duties. Next one is, are there any provincial federal certification? If there's licensing required for the job, you can select here yes, right? If not, then just select no. And yes, of course. So there's employer compliance fee. They're asking if you're ready to pay. So yes, if you're exempt, you can just select exempt, but mostly in most of the cases you need to pay. So you just select here, yes, I will pay. The next step is primary contact information for the employer. So anyone who's available for calls or emails to reply from IRCC if any case they need any information. So you can fill in all the details here. After you fill in all the job details, the next step is wage and benefits. So just select the start form here. So there's really simple information here. Are you paying the foreign national directly? So yes, of course. type of wages, is it in hourly pay rate or it's annual package. You can select down how much information, how much wages you are paying. So in this case, I'm just selecting 20 per hour, number of work hours per day, 8, and hours per week, 40, total number of work hours per month. So 120, oh yes, one should be 160. Overtime rate, so it's 1.5 time of whatever you are paying. So should be 30 here. Overtime starts after 44 hours. Here's any additional information you need to write down. So just select next after this. If you're paying any other benefits, you can select from here. Type of vacation. So are you paying any uh, days or any percentage for the vacation? So I'm writing down here 4. If there's any additional comment you need to write down, disability insurance, even next. So all the information here is correct and it's complete. So you can just see the status here and select continue. So in this here, it's not compulsory that you need to upload any file here. So let's just say you are giving work permit extension to one of your employee who has already got nomination certificate or Atlantic Immigration program nomination. So you can just upload that document right here. Otherwise, you can just leave it blank and go to the next. So again, you need to scroll down, you need to agree all the conditions, fill in your first name and last name and your security caution here. So this is the last step. You just click in transmit and pay and you give all your information where you want to pay from the credit card or debit card. Once this is done, you can just right away access your A number or employer number. So once you pay the employer compliance fee of $230, you can come to the home page again and just click on access the offer of employment queue. Just click in here, and here you can see that it's, it's your employee's name, all the details here. It's not submitted because I just made an example of this video. So it will say submitted, and there will be a number here starting with A. That's what we call A number or employer number. So it will start with the capital A, and then there will be few digits after that. So this is the A number. You can provide this to your employee. They can use this as LMIA exempt number in their work permit application. Along with that, you can also download the receipt of $230 of employer compliance fee. You can send that PDF as well to your employee. With both of these things, they can apply for their work permit extension. Thank you.